since 1839, when a man named Abner Doubleday traced a diamond on a pasture lot in Cooperstown, New York, baseball has been part of our legacy of sport. 100 and some odd years have given us a heritage as deeply American as cranberry sauce or Plymouth Rock. Whether it's played at the winter quarters of National Leaguers, at the Yankee Stadium, or at the home park of the Naugatuck Chickadees, baseball is part of our way of life. But baseball knows that in order to survive, it needs not spectators, but players. So sandlot sluggers from the Rinky-Dink League are invited out of the bleachers and away from the knotholes, invited to come into the park and practice with the big leaguers. Here at Wrigley Field in Chicago, aspiring young ball players are taught the fine points of pennant-winning baseball. Watchful eyes inspect the material, and many a youngster goes from these schools to the big league farm clubs, the first stop on their way to the second section of your newspaper, or maybe even to the front page as World Series headliners. All because yesterday's headliners, like old Honus Wagner, are teaching the kids the ropes. These are the tools of a trade that has more than 60 million customers annually. But baseball is more than just a business or recreation. It's a fine art, especially as practiced by catcher Hank Denning of the New York Giants. The catcher is more than an animated backstop who retrieves a ball that a batter misses. Hank demonstrates quick generalship in fielding a bunt and pegging it to first to put the runner out. Whitlow Wyatt, 22-game winner for the Brooklyn Dodgers, shows that pitching requires constant and complete coordination. A small bag of rosin on the mound keeps his fingers from slipping on the glossy surface of the ball. His preparation and delivery have all the power and deception of a fast freight on a roller coaster. Mort Cooper, twirler for the St. Louis Cardinals, shows how not to prepare the ball for pitching. The batter can tell by the position of his fingers before the windup just what kind of a pitch to expect. The proper way to keep from telegraphing the pitch is to keep the ball well hidden until you're ready to uncork it. Controlling traffic at the busiest intersection on the field is Babe Young, first baseman, who shows how a long stretch can meet the incoming ball for a quick put-out. Merrill May, holding down the hot corner of the diamond, or third base, demonstrates the proper way to pick 'em up and peg 'em back. Once again in slow motion, Mr. May is showing the different stages of fielding and returning the ball without altering his stride. The double play has made tinker to evers to chance a household phrase for perfect team play. But the most perfect twin killing can be thwarted by preventing the baseman from completing the play. Yet a second baseman can make the double play combination work if he pivots around fast enough on the proper foot, which is the left one. This is Frankie Gustine in both frames, proving the proposition. Billy Herman on the left shares the screen with Billy Herman on the right to show that different conditions call for different methods to get the ball off faster. Terry Moore, patrolling the farther precincts of the park for the Cardinals, shows how an ace outfielder must use a quick start and unerring judgment in keeping hits out of the scoring column. In a crucial game, the far-ranging Mr. Moore takes to flies like flypaper. Screwballs and baseballs are a happy combination when joined in a pepper game. It's a regular workout routine designed to make the boys quick on the trigger. Stanley Hack of the Chicago Cubs, quick to take advantage of defensive weakness, is an expert at running bases. Taking a grand larceny lead off first, Mr. Hack turns the situation over to his feet and heads for his base the best way he can, which is good enough in any league. The least popular figure in baseball is the umpire, the man in the iron mask, who collects abuse, pop bottles, and occasional knuckles for calling them as he sees them. A mechanical counter and a six-way vision help him out, but the fans would say he's blinder than a glass-eyed bat to call this man out at first. But let's see that play over again. We hang the umpire from the top of the park. You will notice that the ball reaches the baseman's mitt while the runner's foot is still a few inches above the bag. He's out by inches. Well, even umpires call him right sometimes, but let's try again. This time the umpire is a double distilled bum for calling the man safe, but the baseman juggled the ball as the runner hit the bag. Of course, umpires are only human, so let's check this decision. A man taking the pay path from third base looks safe because the catcher dropped the ball. But while you marked another run on your scorecard, the umpire noticed that the runner forgot to touch home plate, and the catcher noticed it too. Pete Reiser of the Brooklyn Dodgers doesn't need an umpire to hold court on the close ones. His batting form makes the decision one for the scorekeepers, and his application of the fine art of hitting off the port bow has made him the National League batting champion. Mel Ott and Johnny Mize share a split screen to show that while batting styles may vary, hitting a ball is like catching a train. It's the connection that counts. So open the switch and lean on the throttle. Here comes the Fast Express in 2 sections. Play ball, whether it's Ebbets Field or Hannigan's vacant lot. That's the signal for Gus Q fan to cheer his 9 champions from the dugout to the diamond. But ever since that woeful day the mighty Casey met disgrace in Mudville, the most welcome sound to echo through any park is the explosive caress of hickory against horsehide as the ball goes over the garden wall. From now on, the ball game belongs to the bleachers, for there is little exultation in competitive sport to equal the triumph of 3 bases and 1 for good measure. Call it a home run, and call it also the #1 thrill in the #1 sport.